have an emergency fantasy news update. That's right, I've put my life of fighting the nether demons on hold to bring you some emergency fantasy news. And that is going to be the fact that we have had our first official look at Uruks from the upcoming Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. For those of you who've been living under a rock and somehow do not know this, yes, Amazon, aka Big Daddy Capitalism, is going to be bringing us the most expensive show in television / streaming history, and it takes place within the second age of Middle-earth. Reception so far by fans and myself has been somewhat mixed to the images / little teaser trailer we have gotten, but these orcs look good, in my opinion. I have not been super hyped on this show, and as we've gotten closer and closer to its release, I've kind of gone from being like, this could be good, to more or less, But I'm happy to say today is the first thing I've seen for this show that I feel like they are just 100,000% nailing, and that is going to be the look of these orcs, and that's for two key reasons for me personally. One, these look like either flawless CGI or practical effects, and I think it has been confirmed, yes, these are practical orcs being used within the show. They have a really nice, diverse look to them that is insanely detailed, to the point where I'm actually starting to think I'd love to get a mini arc here of some orc that actually has character and isn't just brute who's gonna be cannon fodder and dies. It'd be kind of cool to have like Frank the Orc who goes through some like self-growth like stormtrooper and breaking away from the Empire type vibes. Am I the only one thinking that? I think it'd be kind of nice. Are you saying it's unrealistic for an orc to be good? Well, say that to Boblin's face. Say it to him. You're the best. All obvious jokes aside, the second reason I really like this is they seem to be pulling from a general aesthetic that reminds me of the Shadow of Mordor games, which absolutely are my favorite depiction of Middle-earth orcs, largely due to the diversity and depth of personality provided. And yes, while I'm joking, I don't really want a full story subplot within the show about an orc, getting more personality and character in them, which is something that, yes, the original Lord of the Rings trilogy absolutely did, will be key for me as a fan, and I think many other people who are just picking up the show casually interested, to really connect to the bad side of things, which is actually one of my biggest worries for this Lord of the Rings show, that evil will be overly bland, they won't nail Sauron in the Second Age being this master deceiver who could turn out to be anyone at any moment, and instead are just going to give us evil, bland, Dark Lord stuff. Like, my favorite twist idea for this season of television is like there being three possible people who are like maybe the master deceiver and the liar, and then it turns out that he's multiple of them, because of course he is, he can do that. That'd be dope. Getting back on topic though, well, they actually have a lot of personality. They still kind of give me that visceral, grotesque horror monster look that is so central to actually nailing the aesthetic of an orc, which again, I think partially comes from them pulling from the Shadow of Mordor games. I also want to point out, these really do look like Goblin-style Tolkien orcs to me, rather than what a lot of people do to partially the Peter Jackson movies, which was fine for that time, and many other depictions of orcs have been. These feel like classic-style orcs, and I really like that they also have tinges of details that look like maybe like culture for them and things in there. It's just adding a really well-rounded look that honestly makes me think of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, and makes me hope we will get as good and interesting of orcs as we did for those. And so I'm happy to say this is the first thing from the Rings of Power we have gotten a look at that's made me go, you got this part right, it seems. Yay, good job. Please make sure other things live up to this level. I'd appreciate that so I can be positive on this show, not negative. Thank you. But that's just my opinion on this emergency fantasy news. Let me know yours in the comments down below, and like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And back to your regularly scheduled content. Have a good one, y'all. Bye!